Welcome, guys. I've seen that you started the interaction pretty early in the chat. I think you're one of the most friendliest communities in the world, the French community all over the place. That's just great. As you've got used to it for some weeks, some days now, this is the Living Legends EU Masters Edition because European Masters is drawing ever closer. It's just a few days until weekend, until all the teams that you have seen, that you will see, will face off in the first group matches. And here today, as I said in the Twitter post, there are some guys that can pronounce baguette as good as the French team, but they are not the French team, they are the Belgium team. So welcome, guys. How are you doing? You are now free to talk.
I'm fine, thank you.
Hooray, team North France.
No, don't ever say that again.
South
We like
Netherlands.
beer, we like Molen. No, Molen? Ha!
Beer, chocolate, fries, fritten.
Is that German? Fritten?
No, it's Dutch, which is the language we speak in the north of the country.
Sirop de Liège.
Which is the language we speak.
Waffle?
Yeah, waffle for with the Sirop de Liège. Very good, very good.
Actually, before we actually start the interview, how many languages are being spoken in Belgium? I know of French,
Officially
Dutch,
or realistically?
realistically, of course. Officially, there might be just a few, I think.
Officially,
Oh.
it's 3. I think German, French, and Dutch. Realistically, it's French, Dutch, and then English and Moroccan in like Brussels.
Italian and Polish and
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but like, well, I mean like more than 2% of the population in Brussels.
Italian, Polish, and actually more than 2%.
Yeah, probably actually.
we made like we lured a lot of them in with the coal industry back in the 19th century.
Brussels is a nice
Let
place.
them go
though.
back for some reason.
It's really a lovely
we don't
place.
speak about this is not.
Oh, I think most Belgian people do speak like Dutch, French, and English. Like I think more than 50% of the population in Belgium speaks like 3 languages.
Yeah. We need 2, but I just speak 2
Yeah.
language.
Like usually the more assertive in the north of the country when it comes to languages. In the south of the country, it's more like usually we're trying to pick up English and not always succeeding. And we're speaking French. This.
I mean, it kind of makes like the northern people speak Dutch, right? Like I'm from the Dutch-speaking part, but like there's over the world like I don't know 30 million people that speak Dutch, more if you count South Africa, but that's like kind of different. While French, there is like French is a way more important language. So with Dutch alone, you're not gonna get there. So like if you speak Dutch, you have to learn all the languages. If you speak French, you're not as forced to. So naturally, you're not learning languages as well. I'm not gonna say as easy. You're just not as motivated because there's not a reason to learn languages.
Also, we're just lazy, but thank you for trying to find the next.
I was being political and nice. We're lazy as well.
I mean, for example, if I wanna get into a store in Belgium, if I ask in English, the person that's selling is gonna answer in English, or is it very likely that's not gonna answer?
He's gonna answer in English.
It's gonna, yeah.
Like you'd need to go to like a very small village in the southern part before they don't understand you in English. Like in any city with like more than 10,000 inhabitants, they're gonna answer in English.
Great.
Like that's not even a city really.
It's good to know that when I actually maybe travel to Belgium to take this interview next year, maybe. Yeah, the situation doesn't really help, but I'd really like to travel to other countries, Belgium, and take an interview with you guys live. That would be awesome.
Sure, but are you with the concept of drunk interviews? Just Because you're not coming to Belgium without tasting all of the beers. Like this is easy.
He's gonna taste all the beers. He's dead.
Yes. All right. One of each kind, at least.
Well, I proud
In
myself.
Belgium, it is being polite to accept that.
So in Belgium, to be polite means to get drunk, because everyone is gonna tell you, take a sip of that, and of that, and of that, and of that, and before you know...
It is culture, sir. It's like French wine. We don't drink wine to get blasted. We don't drink beer to get blasted. It's cultural. Like your accusations, they disgust me.
Oh. Okay.
Already starting on the wrong foot. Sorry, Ultraman. Don't kill me. It's just, I don't know, hundreds of kilometers and a kind of a plague going on that I'm sure you cannot even travel with. I'm afraid. You're gonna see the news in the morning. Romanian guy killed. We suspect Belgium assassins, but we don't know why. Oh, okay.
Such thing exists. Don't worry. If you're lazy to learn things, I'm way too lazy to travel to your place.
I had a good laughter. Now let's move to kind of more serious things for a bit, because you Ultra are here, you Zizi are here, you Irvan are here, so I know it's not gonna be something serious for more than 10 seconds. Even less probably. So guys, before we start actually talking about Runeterra, who are you in real life besides Runeterra? Ultra, would you like to start?
Yes, if a third of my brain were actually wired up at the moment, I would like to start. Yes. Let me focus. So, did you ask a question yet, or do I look just a bit right now for no reason?
What you are beside Runeterra, so now you answer like, I used to be Gwent.
Oh yeah, no, but that's background check. Like it's coming in later, right?
Who are you in real life, Ultra?
I am a little man playing card games, trying to do that for a living, and that's approximately it. No, I also happen to be specialized in everything and nothing at the same time, which means that basically I know nothing, but I speak a lot.
So you are, as I recommend myself, a professional crap talker?
Exactly.
Yeah, no wonder we get along so well, and we are gonna get along so well when the TLG tournament is gonna go on and we're gonna cast. Okay. Zizi, how about you? Who are you in real life?
For tech support in a security company. I do so for almost a year, but like most of the time I've been at home with the COVID situation, so I haven't really followed all the trainings, and so I don't really always know what I'm talking about. So I'm a professional crap talker as well.
Yay.
Just in tech support for a security company, which is very important.
I mean, when you're tech support, don't you usually receive the crap, not necessarily tell the crap?
Yes. I receive the crap and I give them a crap explanation how to fix them, and it doesn't work, and then we send the technician.
And did you get the award for the employee for the month? If not, I think you kinda get an idea why.
I don't think they give that award. I haven't heard any of my colleagues getting it, so I don't think there is such a reward. I also play table tennis. Well, the competition is stopped now because of COVID, but I play in Eerste Provinciale. So you have like the provincial leagues, and then after that you have the national leagues. And I'm in the highest provincial league, which in table tennis it's the 4th highest league in total, which would put me at like the top 20% of competitive players in Belgium, but probably worldwide it would be about the same. I would probably also be like top 20% competitive players, as long as like you count every competitive players and not like only the pros, because then I'm obviously top 100%, but not any better.
And with such impressive results, let's say, do you plan to get back to table tennis once all this situation is over, or do you wanna plan to leave it behind and focus more on LOR, maybe something else?
I mean, competition is only once a week, and training, like, I really choose how much I train. So, like, the problem is it's often time in the weekend. If there's like a big tournament, I'll pick LOR. If it's a DOR for like $100, I'll probably go back to table tennis, because to have more variety in my life, not really because I prefer one or the others, but just because I'd like to do like both. Outside of table tennis, I don't really have much physical activity, and yeah, I don't want to get too fat. I already have a COVID belly. Don't want a beer belly on top of that. That would be a bit much.
I mean, don't you worry, it's gonna get lost once the situation is over.
Maybe.
I will see. How about you, Irvine? Who are you in real life?
I'm looking for a job. I play Legends of Runeterra. What else? I drink a lot. I eat a lot. And I sleep a lot. Yeah, yeah. I don't do anything else, I think.
Is it because of that part where you drink a lot that you don't know something else?
I don't remember. Or maybe, I'm not sure. I stream and I play. It's what I do most of my time. And I stay with my team, Project Conquerors, PCS, a lot of time.
And he says something very funny in the chat that Ultra's job as the team captain is gonna be to keep you all sober for the tournament.
Okay. First little story. So for those that don't know me, I love to tell a story every single time. So cut me down if I speak too much. But I have never won a tournament being sober.
End of story.
End of story.
Thank you.
So actually,
so I actually won tournaments. So.
Actually,
the Duncan team.
Yeah, your job is not gonna be to keep them sober, is to not keep them sober. Guys, if you're sober, you are out.
I'm not gonna scream at them if they choose not to be.
I mean, doesn't it have like a term where you have to drink like the exact same amount, where you get like braver and more free, but your cognitive abilities don't diminish yet, and so it's actually like better. I think there's some.
That's what we invented in order for the people to let us drink. It's not actually true.
Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah.
And here I thought that's actually an ability that you can develop by drinking. Ah, shame. I would have wanted to develop that one later, I guess. So, what is your background in actual card games, guys? Irvine, do you have any background in card games before LOR?
Yeah, with Artifact, the famous Valve game.
The famous flop?
Don't talk about it. I won the unique French tournament. I won €100. Yeah, I won. Yeah, the better, but
how many hours did you spend on that tournament to get the $100?
1,300, I think. On Artifact.
Wait, no, I mean, how many hours did you spend in that tournament in order to win the 100 euros?
2 days, I think, with 100 people. Yeah, in 2 days I won 100.
So it's similar to TOR, I guess now.
Yes.
Kind of. How about you, Zizi? Do you have any card game background before LOR?
Well, I played some Artifact as well. Won some money, spent more than I won. I started card game with Hearthstone, but I started like pretty late, and I never really got into it. And the first card game I really got into was Duelist. Was like a card game with a board, so you had to like place your unit down, and you like moved your units, which I think was a pretty cool like adaptation to the card game model. There at a certain point they had 6 factions, but you couldn't mix and match, so it was like you played a faction, and they had like a team tournament, a 6 versus 6, and every team member had to play a faction. And Vitruvian was the weakest faction at that time, and they didn't have a Vitruvian player, and so they put a post on Reddit, we want master players, I don't know if it was master, but like the highest, to play Vitruvian, and I applied, and I got in, and we won the team tournament, which I was very happy about, especially since in the semis I won my game, in the finals I lost a game, and I won a game, so I had pretty good result, which what was considered the weakest faction. It probably was the weakest faction. And like that was the first time I really got competitive into a card game. Yeah, then now we're here. We're competitive in this card game somewhat.
I mean, with actually so many good results, what made you drop those card games and pick up Runeterra?
Duelist kinda died.
I mean, it got shut down.
Yeah. Like, they made some questionable decisions. First, gameplay-wise, at a certain moment, they went from 1 draw to 2 draw, which basically meant you drew 2 cards a turn instead of 1, which obviously shifted the meta way more aggro. Which, like, I think that was the first... I still played in the 2-card meta. Then after that, I think the point at which I said, like, okay, I quit now, is a lot of players that had already quit because of the meta, and then there was an expansion, and the only way to get the new expansion was with a new currency. And the reason they did that is because, like, all the players that were actually spending money, like the potential whales, they already had enough of the old currency to just craft the new set, because the whales are also very active players. But like, I was a free to play. I've outside of Artifact, I've been free to play in every game, every card game I've played. And so I was like, I'm not gonna grind this. All the good players have stopped playing this game. I'm gonna like stop as well. And was the right decision, because like half a year later or so, the game didn't exist anymore.
Sorry, I cannot stop from laughing. If you read the chat, you've seen probably what Broken Ball has written.
Hello, Broken Ball. I am the 4/4 for 6 mana. I become a 7/7 when we go deep, and then I eat you.
Okay, Mr. Devourer of Deaths.
Alright.
I guess that was his sound before he goes to war, I guess, or no, his mating sound, maybe.
My God.
So, Ultra, do you... I cannot laugh when you look with just a chill face like me. Okay, now I can. So what's your background in terms of card games before you came to Runeterra?
So I used to be a Houston player back in the day, and started slow, went up a bit, went what they call legend, I think. Then I had some top 100s, top 10s at some moment of the season. I tried to join a semi-professional organization, but it didn't go badly. I met some amazing people, but they were really disorganized. Like, they did not know anything about the world they were hopping in. They had no professional background. They obviously I mean, part of me also think they were using that in order to regularize some of their money. But this is another question. And this is an accusation I'm not gonna make. But yeah, so that was a strange time. Then I upped on Gwent, and I had my first professional experience.
Oh, wait, the title is wrong. Yeah, right, Zizi. That was a clickbait. I'm kidding.
It's better than the Belgium team, you know.
Yeah, there's no reason to stay now that you know we are Belgian and not Polish.
Sorry, guys. Ah, okay.
Professional host, by the way.
Yeah. Holy. Let's stop the clickbait. Alan is not here. Okay. Alrighty then. So guys, how did you pick up actually Legends of Runeterra and left all those card games? Zizi, how did you pick up Legends of Runeterra?
Well, after Duelist, so I was with a bunch of old Duelist players, and we hopped like from game to game, but never like really found a game that we liked. And then they announced new card game. Yay, card game! That's gonna die in a few weeks. But it was made by Riot, and it's actually looking kind of promising. So that's good.
Nice. How about you, Irvine? How did you pick up LR?
I played Artifact, and I needed to change the game because he was dead, you know. And I wanted to smile again, so I played another card game. And I'm here after all.
Donate one back for Irvine so he can smile again.
Yeah.
Help a noble cause. How did you pick up the game, Ultra?
Well, I was disappointed with Gwent and the choices they made, so at some point I just decided it was about time I stopped playing, and I started picking up Runeterra on my side of the things while still trying to finish the season. So yeah, I just made the very minimal result, like I just made it in, I think, 9th place or something like that, and as soon as this was locked in, I was like, fuck this shit, I'm not playing again. I just played the last qualifier, and then I went on with my life on Runeterra. Kind of dragging my team with me, because what's funny with TLG is that I never told my manager that I was gonna do that. At no point I said, well, mate, Shadow, I'm actually leaving Gwent. At no point did I ever do that. Like, I was just, okay, I'm fed up with that shit, I'm quitting. And I did not even send him a message at any point. And he just followed me with that. He just was like, okay, well, we have a Runeterra player now.
And then you picked up new Belgian player.
Yeah, no, we have 2 Belgian players.
I mean, was there another LR player before you, Ultra?
No, I was literally like the game started in open beta, and I just switched my stream to Runeterra. I just played Runeterra every day, and Shadow was like, "All right, guess we have a Runeterra team now."
It's good to know how it all started. From the one man, the Ultra man.
Yeah, forcing his ways into poor man Shadow, trying to handle all the shit he throws at him.
Only if I knew. Only if I knew. So guys, picking up Runeterra, did you kind of develop some kind of affection for one card, maybe hate some card? Irvine, do you have a card that you have a favorite card? Do you have a card that you hate in the game?
Yeah, I hate the elusive. All the elusive, I don't like the gameplay. But in the same
swim.
swim.
This is not
Okay.
This is not Irvine. This is swim in disguise.
But I love Timo and the mushrooms. It's complicated, but no, I really like Timo. It's my favorite
you're gonna
champion.
see on Facebook Irvine in a relationship with Timo. Status: it's complicated.
Yeah, that's all I think.
Do you have a card that you hate though?
Yeah, maybe Ledros.
Why do you hate Ledros?
The
What has it
functionality
done to you?
behind. I don't like a card who can just kill me alone. You know. Ledros, atrocity. Okay, funny. That's all. I don't like this this gameplay.
Yeah, I mean it's still a win con. For example, you are not faced against Spooky Karma, which by the way I love, which doesn't have a win con. You just play until your opponent gets bored and surrenders. Okay, I have nothing to do here. Let's move along. Zizi, do you have a favorite card or a card that you hate? Maybe both.
Cards that I like. I like the 2-1 with Attune, the Shell Shocker, because I think his voice lines are adorable. Man, the Attune! It's great. And I like Citria. I guess that's like multiple cards because I like the storyline behind her.
What's the storyline behind her?
Well, she starts as like the small 1-mana 2/2, and in the 1-mana 2/2 art, she looks like all hopeful with big eyes, like a country girl in the city with like a way too big sword on her back. Then she becomes like the 4-mana 3/3 on a ship, like she's like on duty, and then like she's a 6-mana 6/6. She carries everyone, but the youthful, innocent look is gone. Like she's all hardened and a soldier, but Citria, the girl, is gone. It's both kind of sad and kind of inspiring. That like she grows, but she leaves something behind. I think that's kind of cool.
Okay.
I guess for cards that I hate, Dreadway, because then Ledros can actually win alone. I guess it's not really alone then. No, I don't really have a card that I hate. The meta isn't that bad that there is a card that I say like fuck that card.
I mean, did you hate any card at some point? If you don't hate one now?
Not really. I don't think there's ever been.
I mean, I
Not
think
really.
I know the thing behind it. You hated the card, then you've gone to the story behind it, you read it, you fell in love with it, and yeah, you don't hate it anymore.
No. See, like the first times, like the first seasons, I got Master with Demacia usually. I mean, it's kind of a brain dead deck, Mono Demacia. I'm not gonna like claim any other rights, but I never had any like issues with her.
There's actually a very interesting question in the chat. Are you guys gonna role play Citria in all the phases, one for each phase?
It's a 2/2 Anakin. Come on.
Yeah, there is a big problem is that he says that there will be the 6s that carries the team, while in reality the problem is, did you see how slim she is? Like fuck's sake, at best I can be the sword. Like I can cosplay maybe the sword. I cannot
Play as
cosplay a little
Garen.
girl.
You can cosplay as Garen.
I mean, Ultra, you can cosplay her in all stages. One side you are the small one side you are the one that's on the ship, and one side you are the big one with the sword in hand.
Actually, that would be closer from truth, I think. Given how slim she is in its 6/6 artwork, there's probably 3 Citria in me, which is quite puzzling. But yes, that shit happens.
Yeah. Going to you, Ultra, do you have any card that you hate, any card that you love in the game?
Usually the cards I hate are mostly meta related. Like there is meta I hate and there is gameplay experience I hate, more from like the other player perspective. When I play a card, I just get used to it and I find a reason to like it. I don't usually allow myself the luxury of liking something. If I don't like it, I learn it, and I feel like disliking something is doesn't just mean that I'm not gonna play the deck, or I'm gonna play the deck badly, or I'm not gonna be wanting to play the deck. And usually on that thing, I try to be professional and I just play whatever is strong. But at the moment I hate Lee Sin.
I mean, you're not alone on that one.
Conflict is all in the mind.
I don't want to hear that anymore.
Yeah, the thing is, I used to love the card, and I kind of like the design of the card, and like everything around the card is good. It's just, yeah, I'm so done with seeing his face. Like, if I had a magic wand and just 2 months without listen, I would click it immediately.
I mean, that card actually had 1 month and a half, and I think it's the most card that we had, and people complained about it. Kinda rough on it. But they are doing changes, they did changes, they plan to bring Ezreal back to life somehow with their spicy changes. When I hear Riot about changes or spicy changes, I'm kind of afraid of what's bound to happen, to be fair.
I mean, yeah, next card
I think
to
the
be
problem is
Ezreal.
They say like big change, and then usually it's nothing, or they kill the card. Like those are the 2 big changes I see in their patch notes. Like one that I'm like, okay, so it's the same card, or okay, well, I don't play this card anymore. I think that's a bit of a problem.
I mean, also people have this syndrome. That card got nerfed, it's not good anymore. And some people don't play meta decks, play some of meta decks and thrive just because people think, that card is bad. But when you face it and some people build around it, it's kind of awesome. Of course, Lee Sin doesn't need any build around. It's the same deck, basically. 1 or 2 cards, give or take. But let's get away from Lee Sin because he receives too much attention and conflict is not in our minds, and let's move forward with another question related to cards. Irvine, do you identify yourself with any card in the game?
Yes, Vladimir. I'm funny, but useless. That's me.
Are you waiting for your balance change, your rework when
yeah.
broken?
Put me 8/8 for 5 mana, and after I will kill you. No, it's okay. I wait for the buff.
Okay. Actually, let me permit you. In the meantime, Zizi, do you have a card that you identify yourself with?
Well, the 6 mana 4/4, right? Devourer of the Depth. I thought Chat already pointed that out.
we thought it were gonna be a Citria after all you said. Like.
I don't identify as a Citria. If anything, I identify as Citrus Courier. If we need to go like 6 mana drops.
Okay. Hey, Zizi, little question here. Who's the best girl between Lux and Citria?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think Lux is more fun to play with, to be honest.
Fun to play with.
His words, not mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as she doesn't like zap you to death.
Okay, this conversation is taking a very weird turn. Let's leave it like that. Let's move
But
forward.
with the 18+ warning on the bots.
We are gonna pretend that didn't happen. Ultra, do you have any card do you identify yourself with?
Yeah, can I be 3 cards at once again?
If you want, sure, go ahead.
Actually, Citrus Curry was probably right. The Butcher, like the one mana Bilgewater card. 2 for 1.
The pirate.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he has that totally unrealistic fat muscle from anime, and yeah, that's kind of something I always dreamed about. Sadly, it doesn't work.
It's also better than Citria, so that's kind of cool. It's just like better than Citria.
Yeah, Butcher is best girl.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna have a fight over that in the matches. So the questions in your matches is not gonna be, okay, do I play this because it's gonna be ZZ, this Citria is better, and this is gonna be like Lux is better, and that's gonna be the whole conversations if some mod pops in on the conversation. So, guys, do you have any or funny or sad moments that you had in the game, maybe in the tournaments? ZZ, you are consistently playing in tournaments and on the ladder. Do you have any funny moments from any?
I mean, it's always funny when I win with Catastrophe, especially if you have like Karma into double Catastrophe. Feels good, man.
Did you win any tournament with that one or on ladder?
On ladder, I won games with that.
How?
In tournaments? No.
In Cypher, in Gold?
No, in Master
right
3000 or something like that. Back in the season where we had like 1 million Master players.
So, the real question would be not, oh, did you win a game, but more like, how many games did you win?
I think about 10 or so, which is like about 20% or so of the games I played with the deck. I mean, I climbed from like number 100 or something to like number 4000 or something with that deck. It's a good deck.
Climb, yeah. Play Catastrophe.
Yes, higher number, higher rating. Yes.
Yeah, play that, especially now when we're trying to get some LP for top 700 for the seasonal tournament. Play Catastrophe, it's a good deck. Wink, wink. Ultra, did you have any funny or sad moments on the ladder besides not drawing free drops until turn 3 and mismarking you with Pirate Burn?
No, that wasn't the work. I mean, recently, I think I had a game with Scouts where I did not draw any minion before Bannerman. So I had to play a dead Bannerman on the board on turn 4. It was the first minion I drew despite hard mulliganing everything. But this is an easy one. I had a video recently where I was, I think, playing